His skill and his
Evening, ladies and gents. This is Fighter State of Mind, the world's most dangerous, the most serious, the best, the biggest podcast about fighting on the planet. Forget the internet, on the planet. This is episode 14. I am Silas, joined by
All right, and me, the Maverick, aka I don't know, man. I ain't got nothing today.
Yeah, this guy seems like he's still under the weather, so I'm going to take the opportunity to rip him to pieces tonight.
What are you talking about? AKA Black Jason Bourne. How about that?
All right, cool. Well, listen, as usual, guys. Like I said, it's episode 14. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, get involved in the conversation because we need you. We bounce off you. I do make jokes that we don't really need you, but the fact of the matter is we're built off you. So you get me. Keep the comments coming and keep the support coming. That being said, Riddler, I believe you're the man with the topic tonight.
The man with the master plan. Yeah, big up all the subscribers and big up. Continue to support us, man. It is what it is. But yeah, moving on. Got a DM from a guy called Dillinger. Yeah, and he's basically he's just putting it out there, man, because in this combat sport, you've got one side screaming boxing, you've got another side screaming MMA. You know what I mean? We know that MMA is obviously one of the fastest growing sports in the world as far as combat sports. And it is popping, you get what I'm saying? So we're going to ask the question, what's better, MMA or boxing? Okay.
Maverick, do you mind if I... Oh,
yeah, please, you go first. No, you go first.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting because I was asking myself that same question this weekend because there were massive fights on, and if you're a guy like me, you feel like you got to watch everything. On the MMA side, there was I think Sean O'Malley, Nunes, Poirier, but then on the boxing side there was Bivol, Lomachenko, Taylor, Conor Ben. So it's like, where do your allegiance lie? So I think Dillinger's having the same thoughts as me, man. But yeah, Maverick, where do you stand on this conversation? This argument?
I'm gonna say something which probably is not gonna be the most popular today, but I'm gonna side with the MMA side of things. I just think that, first of all, I'll say it's not a growing sport anymore, it's an established sport. Let's just put it that way right now, right? And listen, I love boxing, but the amount of exciting fights we're getting in the MMA world that isn't corrupt to, bullshit, whether it's different promotional venues, whether it's fighters ducking each other or making excuses, blah, 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 all that stuff. We have one person who's making the fights and we keep getting the best cards. I say we, for the past few weeks or months, the MMA world has been getting the best cards in terms of the best fighting the best. So for me, it's that. But there's other reasons as well. But I'll open up to everyone else before I go into that.
You do have to admit, boxing is more of a big deal, though, right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, of course, it's got how many years of in the fight world, really, or in the entertainment world?
Yeah,
it's been around longer. But that's not saying that another genre can't surpass it. But I respect your opinion all the same. For me, though, I'd have to say boxing, straight up and down. If we are sticking to one particular sport, because the thing about MMA, you can't really... I love MMA same way, innit? But I think the tap dancing...
it's like an amalgamation of bare sports, isn't it?
Yeah, it's too much, you get what I'm saying? It's like, if we're going bar for bar, one genre, one specific type of fighting style, which is boxing, where the rules are much more stringent, do you know what I mean, than MMA, I'd have to say hands-on, it's got to be boxing. Yeah, so bear in mind though, I just want to allude to what Maverick was saying in terms of the structure. I think the MMA structure is better.
Yeah.
Definitely hands-on.
Yeah.
Not the pay.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
But the structure.
I agree with both points. MMA is more consistent. There's always fights on. Boxing a bit more of a big deal. There's obviously more money. But for me, I think like boxing is it's a bit more like football. Like the fans tend to get a bit more emotionally involved. You're either going to be Team AJ, Team Wilder, Team Fury. In MMA or UFC or whichever sort of brand you want to go with, it's generally like not like that. That's like a fighter's sport. Do you know what I mean? You just want to see good fights, and I don't want to sound like a hypocrite as the guy who's the punter and just wants to see the best fight the best. But I feel that sometimes MMA is maybe too much of a good thing. You know, it's too much of the best fight and the best. Sometimes we want a bit of anticipation. We want to connect to the characters. So for me, I'm going to go boxing personally.
Yeah. You know what? On that point there, I think boxing has got more of a romance, right? And I think all that's been built from the past, the likes of, you know, the Tysons, the Alis, the Foremans, the, you know, Marcianos and so on and so forth. So there's a romance in boxing that MMA definitely doesn't have. I mean, you know, maybe Chuck Liddell, you know, Randy Couture, all these names, GSP, they're not as sexy as those other names that we've seen. But to the point where you said there's so many different styles. Pause, of course. But for the point where there's so many different styles, I think that's what makes it so much more, maybe not exciting for people who are a punter who's watching it for the first time, but excited from the fact that you know that there's more than one way that a person can win. And, you know, this weekend we saw Amanda Nunes lose, and she was considered the GOAT, and she got tapped out.
Yeah. That was crazy, right?
You're not going to see Mayweather lose to a B-ranked fighter ever.